Session 5's topic is environmentally friendly building. The robot build is actually a very straightforward and simple one where we're going to have the students add a motor and put some blades on it, and it's supposed to be a wind turbine. It's actually a bit simple for this far along in, so we're going to add to it a bit and make it our own. So if you take a look at classroom projects, cooling fan is what the children are going to be building, and you can see it's extremely simple. So instead, I'm going to be asking them to do a bit of storytelling with their model. We're going to use the audio-video capabilities of the WeDo software and the iPad to mesh with a story prompt that the kids are going to be given, and they can use their model, pictures, and sounds to show off how they interpret that and what they would do. So let's get started. Let's pair our brick. All set. So if you're not familiar with it, there are sounds and there are pictures that are stored as part of our WeDo software. I'm sure you've already seen the kids experimenting a bit, but if you pull the note out, you'll see there's a number underneath it. If you press that number, you're given a bunch of different options here. If you press on it, you can listen. So lots of different things to choose from. Let's put dolphins in there. All right, so if you have one of these photo blocks, press on the button, you'll see that there's quite a few different pictures to choose from. And if you include these, let's use 8 in our program, and you hit play, they'll display on the screen. If you want them to display bigger, there's a block here that allows you to manipulate how the photos look. So arrows in is small. Click on it. Arrows out, large. Arrow up has it play and then move to the top of the screen. Since that was already large, it was placed at full screen. So let's go to large. Now our idea here is that I'm going to give a prompt, and the prompt is going to be, we are at the ocean and the wind is coming in light. We're playing, we're having fun. A storm is approaching. As a storm approaches, our turbine spins up because the wind gets faster. We actually get a storm, a bad storm, and we want to shut off the wind turbine because at too high of speeds they can get damaged. And then we are done with our story. So that prompt is going to be presented to the kids, and I'm going to ask them to then build a story using these blocks and their model to display that. So let's give it a try. All right, so we are at the beach. We already have a nice picture of the beach. And you know what? Let's add some sounds in. Those dolphins sound great. Now we said we wanted the motor to spin. I'm going to introduce this block here. You see it has a meter on it. That is our ability to control the speed of our motor from 0 to 9, with low being slow, high being fast. Let's pick 1. Okay, we want that to spin for a bit. Then a storm approaches. So let's find a picture that's appropriate for a storm. And let's find a sound that's appropriate for a storm. Oop, that's not it. There we go. Thunder and lightning seem like an appropriate storm. All right, so now we're going to increase the speed of our wind turbine. We wanted that to be going fast. As the storm gets worse, maybe it turns into a tornado. And we hear warning sirens. That's the right one. Then we should stop our turbine. Now you see I'm starting to run out of space. When this happens, a plus and minus shows up here, so you can actually magnify or zoom out if you need to. So here's our story. Now you notice this is really teaching kids the sequential nature of programming. Each of these steps has to finish before the next one comes up. Now the challenge that some kids have been having is to pace these takes some trial and error. So there's moments where you're going to want to insert pauses. You're going to want something to go for a while, or you want to wait for a bit before you move on. And we have those options. The wait block, this thing that looks like an hourglass, can be used to achieve that anytime. Let's run through our story right now and see what the pacing is like, and then we'll make some adjustments. So we're at the beach, there's dolphins, spinning slow, a storm, spinning fast, tornado. Boy, that went too quickly. Right? I definitely need some pauses in there. So let's add a few. I want to add a 2-second delay here, where the picture of the ocean shows up, but before the dolphins. And I want this to spin for a while before we move into the storm. So after the spin, I want to add a couple of seconds of delay there. Let's do 3. All right, then the storm shows up, and then there's sound. So let's add a small delay after the storm clouds show up. There's going to be lightning, and then that's going to speed up. So I actually want to change this a little bit. I think I would like the wind turbine to start spinning faster once the storm clouds show up. Then the crack of lightning. Then another delay. And zoom out a touch. Tornado. Warning sirens, and then stop. So when the tornado comes, the warning sirens are going to be going off, and then the engineers should stop. So this pacing now with delays added in should sound a little better. Let's give it a try. So we're at the beach. It's a nice day. The dolphins are playing. The wind is blowing, generating power, but the storm's rolling in. And the thunder and lightning is coming. The warning sirens went off because a tornado approaches, and the engineers shut down the wind turbines so no damage can occur. We go to safety and everybody's fine. So hopefully those delays helped the pacing of the story, helped it make sense, and if somebody were to be watching this, they might be able to really immerse themselves in what you're talking about. So looking at this, though, it's easy to get lost. One quick thing that students may want to start doing is commenting their code. So the comment blocks look like little word balloons, and you can add anything you'd like to. So let's say sunny is right there. We know that this next picture that shows up is storm. And this last picture that shows up is tornado. So we've given ourselves 3 clues as to where we are in the story. That way, if we want to go and make some edits, we can easily tell where we are, and it's maybe a bit easier to add some delay elements there. the concept behind this lesson is really to just reinforce the sequential programming. Each block does something specific. The kids should know what each one does. They should know how long they want it to last, and they should know when it's time to move to the next. And if we get better at understanding how the flow works, then we're going to get better at programming. I think this might be a fun way of incorporating a pretty simple model with some neat ideas. The goal here is to give them a couple of prompts and then let them create something. So definitely hold on to each of these stories, and we'll try to share a few of them with the whole group at the end.